Aaron's a father, a husband, a successful engineer working 40 hours a week and traveling for work. But there was a side to him that nobody ever saw. He was too tired to play with his kids. He'd come home exhausted, too tired to play and too drained to lead his family the way he needed to. And that's the terrible reality for so many men. Work takes everything, and then the people who matter most gets what's left. But Aaron refused to stay stuck. He rebuilt his energy, dropped the weight, and not only is able to keep up with his kids now, but he's leading them. This is about more than just fitness. This is about being the husband, the father, and the man that God called you to be. It all started with one simple shift, something that most men overlook on a day-to-day basis. In this interview, expect to hear exactly what that was and why it changed everything. Can you just share a bit about, who you are and what life looked like before we started working together?
So I'm pretty typical dad, working dad full time. I'm in the construction industry, so used to being around a bunch of guys that are hard workers, but work for the company and not on themselves. Diet wasn't great. Exercise definitely wasn't great. Sleep wasn't great. And now it's been 180 in pretty much every aspect.
And when was the moment that you realized that something had to change?
I went in for a physical as part of company health insurance incentive. And it was as a numbers guy. I'm in construction. I've got an engineering background. And when you get all of your vitals with numbers put right in front of your face saying, here's where you should be, here's where you're at, it's pretty eye-opening. That was definitely a catalyst for me and a big driver to make a change so that I can maximize the time I've got with my family.
Wow. And would you say that your family was the main reason you put this forward?
Oh, hands down.
Reason?
For me, ultimately, yes. It's about myself, but it's a bigger than just myself, right? It's about if I'm not healthy and able to do what I want to do, that impacts those around me and what they expect or should have in their lives. So
one thing I hear a lot is people put their family first. They say, I'm putting my family first. Would you say that from taking care of yourself, you're better to take care of your family?
Oh, yeah. It's a great question or a great perspective. And without question, my productivity, my support, my energy, my engagement, everything was through the roof when I was nailing sleep, nailing nutrition, nailing exercise. So it pays itself. It's similar to what people might think of with their finances. They say, just invest in your retirement, put money away, let it grow with time. And it's the same thing. Put a little bit of time into your day and in your week to do what you need to do in a few areas. And the rest of the week pays itself back in dividends.
Absolutely. I love that, man. And as you got into the process, starting coaching with me, what habits or changes made the biggest difference for you?
Oh, that's a great question. The hydration is a big one. When I'm actually really consistent in drinking maybe more 3 liters of water a day, as opposed to just scraping by with 2, or maybe not even hitting that makes a big difference. The other one would be the mindset of the steps and just being really consistent with those and not trying to start from 0 and go to 10 or 12,000 a day right out of the gate, but build up to that with some achievable goals and grow that with habits. And there's days when I don't hit my goal, but when you step back and look at a week, it averages out to the goal pretty much consistently. So that those two, the hydration and the steps, have been huge impacts for me, for sure.
I have to agree with you there. That's fantastic. What's the first moment that you notice results, like clothes fitting differently or someone giving you a compliment, commenting on your progress?
It's not the first, but it was probably the most impactful for me. It was maybe 2-3 months into the program, and I am an assistant coach or a coach. Sometimes I flip back and forth. I've got twin boys, and it's for their flag football team. And in past years, if I ran drills with them in the field, I might get a little winded. I might not be able to keep up with them. And the first season I did it after being on this program, I was keeping up with those kids for whole entire practices. And so that was just, it felt good. That's what I mean by being there for the family, right? Now I look forward to it as much. And to take that a step further, this summer, one of my twin sons decided he wanted to do tackle football this fall. And so we missed the first week of fall camp because we were on vacation. So I did conditioning with him on the caveat that we'll do it, but I'm going to do it with you. and we did full hour, heavy, intense conditioning exercises 4 days in a row. And I kept up with him. He's pretty fit, but I would not have been able to do that a year ago. So,
Man, that's so cool. It's the little things, eh?
absolutely.
That's good, man.
Absolutely.
How has this journey impacted your life outside of just, let's say, the physical changes? Let's mindset, work, family, etc.
Let's go back to work because that's where I started, right? I said I'm in this industry where everybody doesn't necessarily focus on it as much. And I can tell you, I'm more effective when I'm at work, when I'm checking boxes, really focused on the right things. And I do get some coworkers that go, man, what are you doing? And it gives me that opportunity to leverage a little bit and say, well, not that much. The same stuff you hear all the time. You just have to take it a bite at a time and focus on the right stuff. But so I'd say the biggest thing, aside from the family stuff, which we've talked a little bit about, just the mental clarity at work. That's a big one, right? I have a lot of irons in the fire. I'm working on many things concurrently often. And stress can be pretty high when you've got a lot of multiple deadlines or surprises and changes that come up. And in the last 3 to 6 months, a lot of that stuff just comes and goes. It doesn't stress me out as much. I just get things done. It's impactful.
No, for sure. It's something where you wouldn't expect it to make such a profound impact, but it does. When your body is healthy, your mind is healthy. When your mind is healthy, it impacts your day.
That's exactly right.
How do you see yourself now compared to where you started? How have you grown?
Oh, I would say my biggest growth has come in confidence that I've got the tool to maintain moving forward for a lifetime. This is not a crash system. This is a lifestyle to adopt. And I know that if I go on vacation or I have a really busy work trip or I've got some life event that comes up and it messes up all of what I had planned for the week, I'm in a place now where I look at it, I control what I can control. I don't let things get out of hand and I don't let things get me down and I don't throw in a towel or give up or say, this is it, right? Like I said, you make some adjustments. Sometimes it's not going to be a perfect day or even a great day, but you don't say, well, it's a bad day. Now it's going to just be a bad week and a bad month. And before you know it, you're on a really bad backwards slide. Now is for what it is. You focus, you recenter, you control what you can, you move forward. So that's my biggest growth.
You've got the tools now.
Exactly.
That's cool, man. And if you could talk to the version of you before you started, what would you say to him?
I would say it's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't worry about trying to do everything in 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. And everything is going to be worth it. Every decision you make to forego something food-wise that maybe you want, or every time you set an alarm a little earlier to get to the gym, it might seem like a struggle or a challenge at first, but the more those start to snowball, and that's another thing I've noticed is I look forward now to those workouts because my body's used to that rush that it gets from that pump in the gym or that really good sweat on a treadmill or a walk or a run. So it's like a big boulder at the top of the hill. That's just right. You got to put a lot of effort in to get it to start moving. But once it's got inertia and it's going downhill, it's really hard to stop.
That's awesome, dude. I love that. And then lastly, man, let's say there's someone watching this. They're watching an Instagram story. They've been following my page for a while. They're wanting to get started, but they're on the edge. What would you say to them?
Do it. Just pull the trigger, bro. I would say this. I would say similar to what I said earlier in the conversation. It might seem like a selfish decision. It might seem like a difficult decision, but working with someone like you over a stretch of time is about building those habits a day at a time, a week at a time, a month at a time, so that before you know it, you do feel better playing with your kids. You do feel better when you go into work and you've got too much on your plate. You do feel better when you're on vacation and someone notices, hey, you're looking kind of good in that tank top, right? It's a decision that it will pay itself back every bit that you put into it and then some. But you have to make that commitment. You have to make that decision that what I want is this, and you are there to help a person understand what that path looks like. So make the decision, jump in, and then just follow the leadership, follow the guidance.